What is up, world? Welcome to Apocaflix Now, the Tuesday edition where we do things a little bit different here. I'm your host, Jacob Bartley, and this is our movie hangout show where we just hang out, talk movies, play movie games. And if you haven't met them already, let me introduce you to the crew here. We got Jake Berlin to my left, or wherever, however you're looking at it, joining me up top. And we got Gio Ramos over there in the bottom corner. And if it looks weird, it's because I haven't seen this in a long time, and that is two people in front of one camera. We got Brian and Keith. Brian and Keith.
I know
you had
we're real,
like a dynamic duo nickname or something like that, but not dynamic duo because that's
Brian and Keith.
Cliche.
That's what it is.
Yes,
it kind of goes well together a little bit, actually.
Jacob, I've been trying to figure out what your hat is, and I know it.
I was literally
what is
the
it?
same thing.
It's Vans.
Yeah, it's the Vans logo.
It's
The Vans logo?
Yeah.
I thought it was
There's
Starbucks.
nothing else that has that logo I've seen.
Oh.
Yeah, if you see like the little thing, and it even says off the wall. Yeah, Vans getting free promotion from us right now. But yeah, it's a Vans logo. You know what? I get that question every time I wear it, actually, which is interesting.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen just the V. My son has, you guys know Kevin. He's got like 5 pairs of them.
That's true. It's usually with the rest of the Vans, like the rest of the letter, but that's how the V looks when they spell it out. So I guess that's true. It's not common.
Well, I thought it was trying to make a T, like a rounded T or something on the side. So that's why I was like,
No, but I'm sure people don't want to hear about hats unless we want to go around and review everybody's hat. Jake, no, I'm just playing. But how's everybody doing?
I don't want to take my hat off. My hair's all over the place. So sorry.
So is mine.
Where's your
Keith, how's your hair doing, man?
It's very, very minuscule. And maybe you can probably see some of it.
You have more than the van.
At least you don't have to worry about getting hot up there, man. It's because today, dude, today was hot as
it really was.
hell.
Goodness.
Yeah.
I use the AC for sure today, all day. So,
yeah, for sure. Well, we're going to run our regular show today, and we got a couple little cool semi-newsy topics to talk about today. But yeah, like before we get to it, let's talk about our latest movie watching challenge. If you haven't seen it already, Gio and I discussed 500 Days of Summer, the Mark Webb film starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel. I guess it's a romantic comedy / drama movie that I really enjoy, so I challenged Gio to it. And there's a full video of Gio reviewing that on our YouTube channel, but we're going to play a little clip for you right here just to give you a little taste of that.
No, for sure. This movie does a great job at presenting this contrast of like two different types of people who see love as something different, you know. And Zooey Deschanel, her character, as fun as you know she is, there are times when it's unlikable. And again, she did a great job.
She plays it well.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, it's a very weird kind of movie, but it's really good. Has anybody else seen it?
Yes.
I have. I saw it a while ago.
Yeah. Did you guys like it? Do you remember liking it?
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was a really, really good movie. And Gio was right in his point where it's a really uncomfortable movie to watch at sometimes. Very hard to watch, but that's what Mark Webb is good at. That's what he's always been good at, and he did that with. And I know you guys mentioned it. He did that with Peter and Gwen in those Spider-Man movies.
Mm-hmm.
There were moments of uncomfortability between that relationship, and it felt very real. And this is definitely the highlight of him doing that in his films.
Absolutely. I agree. Let us know in the comment section. Has anybody else seen 500 Days of Summer? Because I'm always curious what people think of this movie. Brian, if you haven't seen it, we're just going to hang out and watch it one day.
What's up? Let's get ready. These are just Schmodown boys that we're friends with on
nice.
POV. I think this is Shug, possibly. Shug, thank you for joining us, man. Thank you. What's up,
Dude,
Rachel?
I've heard his name.
That's a cool name. It's a long name, but it's a cool name. Awesome. Well, if you don't know how this works, every week somebody new gets challenged. And
excuse me, you interrupted Keith mid-thought.
Oh, what was he saying? I couldn't even hear him. What?
No, it's okay. No, just too fast. We're not going to break down 500 Days of Summer, but I've actually had the opposite feeling, Gio, where I actually found Joseph Gordon-Levitt the unlikable one in the film.
He's a little melodramatic.
He just wasn't getting the picture. She made her intentions very clear, and he wanted it to be a certain way. And
yeah,
he
was
going.
a little bit
if she
too
knew,
desperate in that.
Oh, here we go. I should have just. I should have just let it go.
If
This is good. Keep going. Keep going.
if she knew how he felt, why'd she keep playing along? They're good at that.
That's fair. That's fair. But at the same time, he wanted it to. This I literally just saw a debate about this on Twitter last week.
Wow,
people are still debating this movie, man. Or
I didn't even know it was such a big thing.
yeah, it is. Well, it's the whole like male gaze, not male gaze, but like almost it delves kind of in that toxic. Look
at me. I don't know what the hell.
Whatever, like you know what I mean?
Well, how they get infatuated with somebody. Yeah,
you just create a whole situation in your head that it's not actually the way it is. And she was telling him from the beginning what she liked, didn't like. She wasn't interested in it going any further than just But Gio, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't disagree. Where she was kind of, you could say maybe she was kind of leading him on a little further.
It's about falling in love with the idea of being in love with said person.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm not going to charge anyone for that. That's some life lesson knowledge right there for you.
There we go. Love tips from Gio. If you guys need it, we got it here. But yes, as I was saying,
I'm not creating that logo, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not creating that logo.
I thought that was the next show. I thought we had that announcement.
I'm not creating that logo.
Love tips. That could be an interesting logo there. Yes, but as I was saying, the movie watching challenge, somebody else gets challenged to watch the next movie. And Gio, who did you challenge, man?
He goes by many names, but the Whiskey Jedi right above me, my upstairs neighbor in this episode.
Oh, I like that.
You're on the clock, man.
I like it.
Yeah,
I always like when I get challenged because it's always an interesting pick because I think out of the five of us, I probably have the movies that are I have seen the most out of the list that we have.
Yes, for sure.
Keith and I are very close on that.
Yeah. Excuse my French, but you're a pain in the ass.
It's slim pickings on there for you.
It's easy for me. I know some good.
Yeah, see, Keith's the only one where it's actually good, right? He always is picking great movies for me because we have very, very similar. We're like-minded in this kind of situation.
Yeah.
But it's like Brian's right. It's a very slim picking for me. And so I'm always interested to see what movie I end up choosing, even though I can't see all of them. And so I like when I get challenged, and I always like watching new movies and outside of the ones I already watched already. So
yeah, hey, I had a good one last time. Stand By Me. You loved that movie, so
I did love that. You are correct.
That was a win for me. All right,
before we pick,
go ahead.
You tried to cheat the system, Mr. Bartley.
Did I?
You've given me two movies.
No.
So, yes. Oh, wait. Did I look at the wrong one?
What?
Yes. I gave you one movie.
That's the last one.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. You should have checked the date on that.
No.
What's
funny is the time. I looked at
so true. So true. By the way, Brian, I'm officially caught up.
He doesn't have any time. It took him long enough. We're over here scratching.
Really? You really?
Oh God! It's easy to get him like that. So obviously, I'm going to poke the bear. Okay. Now that we're ready to go, you want to know why it confused me? Ironically, Jacob, you sent those text messages 3 minutes apart. So apparently you send them at the same time of the day.
And also I did the same movie as last time as well. So it looks like it's the same chat.
So all right, go ahead. I've got the 4. We're ready to go.
Yeah, so anyways, we all 4 chose one film, and Jake is going to choose a number 1 through 4. They've been matched with those numbers randomly. So let's go ahead and do it. Jake, what you got?
Number 4.
Jacob, that is yours.
Yes,
that's great.
Yes. Well, hold on. I don't want to get too excited. This has happened before where the person has actually seen the movie. So can we reveal the movie?
Jacob, I sneakily asked him earlier, and
it wasn't sneaky. It was Brian. You're not as sneaky.
So he made it obvious.
Jake,
I don't care. I'm still happy about this.
Well, Bartley, we don't have the image, so you are more than welcome to.
It's Bedazzled. Brendan Fraser.
I figured it was going to be
classic. Bedazzled.
No,
I don't know why.
Yes, I
like
did.
I thought you'd seen it because we talk about it a lot on the show.
Yeah.
And I just assumed you've seen it. But look, I will say, and Keith and I have debated this. Like, I consider it a guilty pleasure, and Keith says no, it's a great movie, and I
love it.
It's so
I love it so much. And it's just remember what time era it came out in. It's a bit silly, but you love Brendan Fraser, so I think you're gonna appreciate it.
Yes, definitely. I'm excited. It's on HBO Max, so I'll definitely be checking that out very soon.
He's the best devil.
Elizabeth Hurley, yeah,
So good.
I'm gonna rewatch
It's also
it
an
for this.
absolute smoke show.
absolutely.
I'm gonna rewatch it before we do the review. I need to.
I'm just savoring the moment of knowing that I've seen a movie that Jake Berlin has it.
And
For the
that's
time
probably
being.
the only one.
Probably. So yeah.
All right, so before we get to our plugs here, I know Anthony's in the comments here. Jacob, my honest opinion, I think Avengers 5 will probably be Young Avengers. I'm sure we'll discuss this a little bit later on. The Captain Marvel discussion is going to come towards the back end of the show. So save it. Just sit tight. We will get to that after some stuff we have before that. But that is a really, really good point that I'm sure we'll get to.
Maybe.
Yeah, and we'll definitely talk about that. And so Gio was gonna read our plugs, but I don't know what happened.
No worries. Jacob, if you want to do it, you can go ahead and do
Okay,
that.
I'll go
put it
ahead
up for
and run this first one. Hopefully we get him back in a little bit here. But yes,
On the one time he does
if
something.
you have not already, please go check us out on any podcast platform that you have. We're on most of them at Apocaflix Movies on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcast, and most other places that you listen to podcasts. We would really appreciate it if you subscribe, comment, and rate. All of those things will help us very, very much. It just shows a lot of activity on our shows and podcasts, and all of our stuff's on there. This main show, all the old episodes that we used to do. So go check that out. Go rewatch old episodes of Padawan Podcast, of Nerd Nation. We would love that. And yeah, please do so.
There's 137 total shows on here.
Yes. And
the very first one is the very first episode of Apocaflix Now, which we kind of deem our reincarnation as a show together. So I would definitely recommend checking everything.
And there's some fun episodes throughout those, I will say.
Yes.
Gio, I'm sorry I stole your plug.
It's all right, man. I thought I was drunk. Apparently, it's my internet.
Oh, okay.
Jake, what is currently the most popular one right now?
Well, according to iTunes, the most popular one is still the Venom Nerd Nation. But let me pop in Anchor because Anchor actually does everything. So just give me a.
Was it a review?
Was it?
No,
Venom
it was Nerd.
2?
It was Nerd Nation. It was the title episode for Nerd
Oh,
Nation.
yeah.
When Venom
And
2.
That's been number one for a while because last time we asked that, it was the same answer.
Yeah,
That's why.
Yeah, and that's just on iTunes. But let me scroll through
iTunes is a
Anchor,
big
which
one.
Anchor collects everything. So right now, let's see, comic book movies through the decades of 15 and 19. The Last Nerd Nation is currently at 12 views, which is a big number for us.
Cool.
Release the Snyder Cut being official Nerd Nation is currently at 10. The Mandalorian docuseries and season 2 rumors for Padawans at 12. Favorite guilty pleasure movies is at 12. Here you go. Our watch along for the final episode of the Clone Wars is actually at 14, which is the highest.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Clone Wars episode 11 is at 14.
Yeah, well, for the very last episode of.
Yeah, there's here's actually our biggest one so far. The Phantom Apprentice spoiler review for the Clone Wars season 7 is at 21 listens, which is a big number. And then our fantasy draft of Team Action Heroes is at 17, which is our second highest number. So a good little thing there.
We got to revisit our teams, man. We got to jump back and look at our teams and see how they're performing.
We should. That would actually be. That's a fun idea.
Yeah.
I thought about some way to all right, how that character does in the rest of the movies, like they gain points or something like that would be pretty cool.
That is something we will write down, and I'm guessing you mean reboot classic movie series.
Okay.
That's a good show topic right there.
Is it going to be all of us, or are you going to make Brian watch it?
No. It's a discussion about rebooting classic movies.
That's a good idea because we did.
Yeah, but I haven't even seen half the ones we're probably going to talk about.
Right? So where we kind of brought our idea for a sequel, what if we brought our idea for a reboot?
Yeah,
that would be.
It's a good idea, Anthony. We'll write that one down.
Hey, so really quickly off the topic, but this was one comment, kind of like it was for our draft that we did of directors, actors, movie, like that one. Okay, here's what this person picked. It was Versatile Ones Productions. Okay, give me Antoine Fuqua as director of a crime drama starring Shia as the lead and Aaron Paul as supporting. They'll be brothers, with Natalie Portman as a lead and Ana de Armas as a supporting character. Michael Giacchino will compose, and Mario Fiore as cinematographer.
That's a great movie right there.
Interesting.
That's a great one.
I wonder what Michael Giacchino, how his score would be for that. That doesn't sound like normal stuff that he does, but he could probably do something great with it. I'm sure he could.
Really dark. No.
But
Wasn't Natalie Portman in a movie about brothers?
What?
Yes, it was with Tobey Maguire and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Wasn't it called?
It was called Brothers.
Yeah.
They played brothers.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't remember
movie
that.
called Brothers.
Well, I don't know
It's the
who,
sequel.
who Natalie Portman and Ana de Armas would play, but I
She
think
loves
Natalie
brothers,
Portman's
yeah.
older than both of them, so maybe
Maybe
she's
the
their
wife.
older sister or something. I don't know.
No, Aaron Paul's like 40, 41, something like that.
Yeah, he's older.
Oh,
He's
true.
definitely older.
I
Yeah.
always think he's younger because he broke
Right.
out late in his career, or like when he was an older man.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
plays a guy like he was just out of high school
Yeah.
in Breaking Bad. So
yeah.
I'll take Ana de Armas as the bad guy.
hey,
That one,
she
yeah.
can play anything.
Should be a good villain.
I'm sure Jake agrees. Yes,
mark on that
so
one.
It definitely is Tuesday News Day, and these next two topics they're not really news stories, but they kind of are, I guess. They're kind of a rumor and a clip, but
I was waiting the
talking
second
about,
that you
man?
said that. Oh my god.
Oh goodness.
Here
but
we go.
anyways, Jake, what do we have as our first newsy topic?
Yeah, so Comic-Con was this last weekend, but this had actually nothing to do with Comic-Con. DC and or just DC, I'll say, and Warner Brothers, they did their own little Justice Con. And as promised, as teased throughout the week, we got a new quick little clip of Justice League that was released by Zack Snyder. Nothing that was high res or anything. It was essentially a recording of the clip, and you can hear him in the background discussing the clip a little bit. And here's an image that I pulled from the internet, and this is exactly what it showed. The moment that a lot of people have been waiting for.
Look at that.
Especially the DC
Look
fandom.
at that.
The black suit has been teased for quite a while, obviously, and it didn't make the cut for the theatrical run of Justice League. But as a lot of news came out this weekend, we heard that there's been a lot of bashing as far as Joss Whedon goes from certain people. But Zack Snyder said that 0% of Whedon's footage will be in his movie, so it's full on Zack Snyder Justice League.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, you didn't hear that?
No.
And this is part of it. And this is the scene that was teased in the original trailer for Justice League when Snyder was a part of it. The last scene of that trailer showed Jeremy Irons working on a car with his glass, a la Jurassic Park, making a little bit of ripples. And everybody was talking, who could that be? Who could that be? I know there are a lot of theories that it possibly could have been Green Lantern at the time. No, it was in fact Justice League or Superman, excuse me. And he's walking up to Jeremy Irons, and he has officially risen from the dead, and no doubt going to help the JL fight, Darkseid and his demons. So I know that it's only fair, and I know we can't take too much time because we do have a main topic, but it is only fair to let the resident DCU gentleman here discuss this one first as we get into a nice little discussion about this. Gio,
right, so-
I know this has been a long time coming, but just thoughts on this one, man.
So let me ask you guys a question real quick. Is the Snyder Cut announcement not the biggest movie news story of the year so far?
Other than movies not being
No.
movies.
Yeah, right. Not having any movies is the biggest movie story of the year.
Yeah, that's
mean, I'm sure there's other stuff, big stuff, but I can't recall anything bigger. No. I mean, the thing is, like, there's not going to be any movies anytime soon. So it's hard to bring movie news when,
Right.
Well, taking that one out of
They
the
win by default.
contention, yes, this one is. And let me just say, like, for me, it looks like Henry Cavill is more happier in this clip than he was in the entire Justice League. That's just my opinion.
Did you just
But
call it
the
the
Black
Justice League?
Okay, hold on a second. Look, I get what you're saying. I don't want to go into a bashing of Joss Whedon. I really don't. Because, and I'll say this flat out, I think what Ray Fisher has been doing is flat out ridiculous. I think it's wrong of what he's been doing online.
I don't think at all.
It's
Nope.
stupid.
I
It's
disagree.
completely. Look, Gio, I'm sorry. If he felt a certain way towards that director, that's fine. But to do it publicly and call him names over Twitter and everything like a complete baby is complete bullshit.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
not bullshit. It's
BS.
standing up.
It
It's
is-
standing up
no,
against
I'm
shit
sorry,
that's
it
been
is-
going on
It is
behind
not
the
standing.
scenes
It's
on
there is
set.
a difference. The Gio, there is a difference between standing up and saying something and supporting something. It's exactly what's going on in our life right now outside in our world. There's a difference between protesters and bashers, and he is stepping over that line. You don't step into someone and completely bash them.
So
not
he
just over
stays
Twitter.
quiet, and then it's
Gio,
allowed to
I'm
go
talking.
on the next set.
I'm talking. You don't bash someone over Twitter and then do it publicly on a video forum in front of thousands of people. I lost all disrespect for Ray Fisher at that point. I'm sorry. Look, he could be a great cyborg. And if he felt a certain way, that's fine. I support that if he feels that way. But you don't step over that line and completely bash someone in front of thousands of people like that. You don't. No matter what kind of feeling you have towards that. There is a way to do it, and I lost all kinds of respect for him doing it that way. I'm sorry. I didn't want to do this, and I've been trying to not do this, but it frustrated me seeing that. He did it multiple times, over and over again. That's not cool. That is not cool.
So all I want to say real quick, Gio, before you respond to that is the thing is none of that stuff is confirmed. Everything that Josh Whedon is being claimed to have done on set is not confirmed. So if it were true, if all of it were true, then maybe Ray Fisher is warranted in coming out and saying those things if he had no other option. But none of it's true, or none of it's confirmed. We don't know if it's true or not. So it's hard to judge that situation. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, so I'm just going to digress and we'll continue on. Never mind. Okay, never mind. All right, so basically, I'm excited for the Justice League Snyder Cut. It's going to be 4 hours reportedly, and it'll either be a movie or a series, but I'm looking forward to it. I love this clip. I love what they did with Justice Con. I don't want to take anything away from the attention of Justice Con because it also gave it also went into suicide awareness and that whole great campaign that's been going on along with the release of Snyder Cut. So I'm just going to say I'm excited about it and I'm looking forward to it.
Rachel, to answer your question, it's an actual suit. It is an actual suit. It's not CGI'd or anything. It's a real suit.
Gio, as someone that doesn't know Superman, is there a significance of the black and white suit that I just don't? I haven't. No, I'm not even being an a-hole. I literally just like I know like a lot of people have been like freaking out for this black suit Superman for a long time. Did I miss?
Well, no, it's a major thing in the comics.
Okay.
You know, with Superman's and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's Superman's resurrection, if I'm not mistaken. In the comics, he doesn't have the cape. He doesn't have the silver cape, and he actually has a
long hair,
a mullet like. But that was a big thing in the comics. Like the black suit, Superman, it worked. It was reminiscent of Peter Parker's black suit Spider-Man, you know, along those lines. Not necessarily like the same exact purpose, but it definitely is a big part of the Superman lore.
So there actually is a reasoning behind the black suit. And it's the suit itself was made to absorb more sunlight because he was being resurrected. It absorbs the sun more so than his other suit or himself because he's still technically coming back from the dead. I don't know how they're gonna bring that into the film or the story. But that was the point of it in the comics. I don't know if they're gonna do that in this one. I'm not sure, or if it's just like a nod. But that's the point of it in the comic books.
That makes sense.
I remember when they brought him back, he had like these weird electricity powers and stuff, and they had one like Gio said, there was no cape. He had the long hair and I think even a beard. Maybe that was part of the thing.
A CGI
the whole thing.
mustache.
Well, they were like, just let him have the beard like he has. And I mean, in Mission Impossible, now it was a different kind of. It wasn't like a full beard like he had like in Man of Steel. But was this not a deleted scene from the original version? Like this wasn't actually. This was. I believe this was a deleted scene because remember there was a scene in the trailer where, like we talked about, where he's like, where Alfred's like, he said you'd come back. And
Yes,
that's what I thought this scene was supposed to be.
Yeah, he said you'd return or something like that.
Yeah,
it's funny because you reminded me. I remember this now. I had no idea what you guys were talking about, and then now I remember this because I remember this going. That's going to be the Green Lantern, and it obviously wasn't. So.
That's what I thought. I thought this was a deleted scene from originally a deleted scene from. It still counts as. I mean, it's the Snyder version, so it got.
Yeah, I thought they confirmed that it was Superman a while back.
Yeah,
I thought they did, but maybe we just all knew it was.
Remember, there was a scene they showed the black suit in a case or something like in that ship in the Kryptonian.
Yeah,
ship.
we saw the black suit at some point leading up to the movie, and then Snyder was taken off the film, and then a lot of things changed because we had trailers before Snyder was taken off and before the movie was kind of completely redone. So it was, so there's a lot of stuff that we saw that are probably going to be shown in the Snyder cut. And overall, I love this. I mean, I'm excited for the Snyder cut because it's just going to be, something really cool for us fans. And it's not going to change the direction of what Warner Bros. Is doing necessarily, but I'm just excited for it overall in general. And I love these, and this is a little bit more than an Easter egg. The black suit is more than an Easter egg, I would say, but I just think it's so cool that they're actually doing that because a lot of times they shy away from these things that are big things in the comic books and they shy away from them. They're actually giving us this black suit. I love that.
I think that's to your point, guys.
There you go.
Oh, true. That's true. Yeah.
Sweet. I'm down. I just never understood what the hype was for that, but I guess that makes more sense now. I thought
if it's gonna be a 4-hour movie or a 4-hour series, whatever way they do it, they have the time to tell that story for the suit. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see how it's like what the technology is behind it and how it's made and where it comes from technically. But if they have the time in a 4-hour cut or a 3.5-hour cut, whatever it may be, I think that
7.5 hours.
Zack Snyder needs to make sure that there's a reasoning behind it, and it's not just a fan service moment where he shows up and it's the black suit. I don't want him just to show up and it's a black suit. I want there to actually be a reason behind it. And if it happens to be the more absorption of sunlight, awesome. If there's another reason, great. I just want to make sure that there's an actual reason behind it, and he's not just wearing it to wear it.
I believe I heard a 216 minutes on the runtime here.
God.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh man, this Gio now he's fully. This is his show, right? The Snyder's fully running this thing, right?
Yeah, he has complete control. And the thing is, I understand like the nearly 4-hour runtime or whatever that is, but you're gonna be able to watch it in your home. You could pause it, you could watch an hour, go to sleep, watch the next hour the next day. I mean, I'm gonna have a hard time not sitting down and.
That's what okay. I'm
gonna watch it in one sitting. I'm gonna watch it in one sitting. I'm not saying I'm not gonna pause it and not go to the bathroom, but I'm gonna watch it in one day.
You all complain about The Irishman by the greatest director of all time, and now you're sitting here, you're ready to
don't look at me
for 6 hours and watch.
Don't look at me.
I didn't mind The Irishman, but what I'm saying, The Irishman is different because we saw the movie, right? And there were things they could have done to make it shorter. I haven't seen this yet, so I can't judge it until I see it. That's the thing.
Yeah, we'll see.
I almost said the Iron Man. I judged the Irishman after I saw it. I haven't seen this yet, so
I just can't wait for Alfred to go like, nice suit, and he goes, I'm a Raiders fan.
Oh my goodness. Can we move on from that now? Wait, but what about you, Keith? What do you think about this clip?
Oh yeah, it like I said, it kind of looked like the scene. It made me think back to that trailer that I'm pretty sure it was the first trailer. The first when they showed, I think it was maybe 15, maybe 16, whatever. I don't know. So yeah, it looked cool. Like I said, it reminded me of that same scene, like we saw that was with Alfred, and I remember watching the movie like waiting to see that. I wanted to see that moment where Superman and stuff. I like to see the characters kind of blend. I like to see Superman talking to Alfred, and or one of the other DC characters talking to Alfred. I always like when they interact and work together.
Man, and Jeremy Irons is such a good Alfred.
Love him as Alfred, man. He's so good.
I'm sad we're probably not going to see him again.
There was someone. Was that last week on the watch along when someone didn't agree to him being Alfred? Was that what it was?
Yeah, someone in the
was that Gio? Did you say that?
No, it was a comment. It was a comment. Someone said it in the comments that he wasn't the best that the original like Tim Burton one.
He's great. Michael Go.
Yes, was the best.
One. All the Alfreds have been good. Every person that's played Alfred has been very good.
They said he wasn't your typical Alfred.
But our Alfred doesn't need to be a frail old man. It doesn't have to be that. I mean, Jeremy Irons he just looks a little bit younger than those other Alfreds. But
he's chopping wood and.
He wasn't the Alfred just carrying the drink trays, He was, he was doing physical things, and I mean, I'm sure we would have saw him in some action eventually if they would have continued with that. And
operating the bat plane there from.
Yeah, I'd be down for something like that.
Alfred's just like Aunt May when it comes to age in movies. Come on, they keep getting younger.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Well, the thing is, too, people look younger nowadays too. So even though, I mean, if we compare the original actor and Alfred in their first movie, I bet they're not too far off from age, but people just look younger these days because of, technology and science and things. So, all right. So we next up, Gio, do you want to tell them about our merch store, man?
Yeah, let's do a quick plug here. You guys can not only find us on YouTube, but we are also on TeePublic, where we have a whole bunch of merchandise on sale. Everything from mugs, stickers, sweatshirts, and shirts, all official merch from Apocaflix movies. You'll find all the logos available. Fun shirts from moments on the show, like disturbing in a good way. And if you do happen to buy a shirt and support the channel, support us, please do post a picture on social media. We will give you a shout out for supporting us and showing us love. So do check us out on TeePublic. See right there, we got Apocaflix Movies mug, we got a shaker cup, we got hoodies, shirts, all types of dope stuff. A sticker for your laptop or your Xbox One or Series X, whichever one you go with. Yes, TeePublic, check us out for our merchandise, and we will appreciate if you guys support us. Thank you.
Awesome. And yeah, you can see Gio and Jake both rocking an Apocaflix.
Nope.
Are you rocking an Apocaflix shirt, Jake?
No.
Oh, all right. I couldn't really see it. I couldn't see it. But Gio is definitely rocking one today for sure.
Yeah,
I wish it was an Apocaflix shirt. That'd be amazing if it was an Apocaflix shirt.
I can't really see because the mic's in the way, so I thought it was.
So yeah, it's a Star Wars Explained shirt.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. Yeah, it looked like my Obi-Wan smashing one.
What, Keith? What do you got?
You've been wearing other podcast shirts on our show.
Support everybody.
That's true. I've worn my Weekly Planet shirt on the show.
Yeah, you've worn your Bartley and Barnes one on this show.
Bartley and Barnes right now.
I'll wear a DC enthusiast shirt once Gio we get a logo for Gio in his show. There's a plug for Gio if he wants to talk about that one.
I'm wearing my 2019 champion Washington Nationals.
Yeah, get that out of here, Keith. Come on now.
Champs 2019.
All right, now getting into our main topic 35 minutes into the show. Jake, why don't you tell them what that is?
Yeah, so again, another story that, I guess the Justice League one is official, but this one isn't official as of yet. This is an exclusive report that was made by a site and a Twitter profile that is actually very well known for doing track records. They They have a Star Wars account, they have a DC account, they have a Marvel account, and they do all kinds of coverage on these universes. And this one is called MCU Direct on Twitter, and they do an incredible job of covering everything MCU. And they had an exclusive report this week that said that it was everything essentially Captain Marvel 2. There's a number of things that were coming for Captain Marvel 2, and some of the main stuff that was happening is that Miss Marvel, who is the Disney character or Disney Plus series character that's going to be popping up here in the next few years, will in fact make an appearance alongside other Avengers and, quote, many important MCU characters inside the movie. The film was described as Avengers 4.5, and the comparison was Captain America: Civil War. And then the last bit of this, and it's a big one, is that it will in fact be an adaptation of this bad boy, Secret Invasion, something that's been teased for a very, very long time in the Marvel Comics or Marvel MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, excuse me. But more recently in Captain Marvel. The Skrulls made their first official appearance in that film, and it is a giant storyline inside the Marvel Comics line. And with it, them making an appearance in the first movie, it only makes sense that this is where it goes. And so we could be seeing, guys, a Secret Invasion storyline that not just focuses on the Skrulls infiltrating Earth, but possibly infiltrating the Avengers themselves. And I have a little snippet here. The comic book ran in 2008. It was about a 6-issue run for eight different stories. It focused on the shape-shifting Skrulls and their infiltration of Earth as Skrulls, replacing not just high-profile people, so like government officials, but also the Avengers as well. And you saw the image there of one of them acting as Tony Stark and Carol Danvers, stuff like that. That happened in the comic books. And it's been thought for a long time here that someone that we know and love inside the MCU could possibly be a Skrull and could be a Skrull this entire time. And we could be seeing that here in the near future. So I think it'd be fun to have an open discussion about this because there's a lot of pieces to this. The characters popping up, which ones could possibly be Skrulls. The idea of it being a gigantic film like Civil War or Avengers-esque, and just the Secret Invasion storyline in general. So the floor is open for this one because it's a big one. Gio, go ahead.
Wow. All right, so I am actually a very, very big fan of this move right here. I wasn't the biggest Captain Marvel fan. I wouldn't put it up there with Winter Soldier and Iron Man. I thought it was good, but I felt like a character like that kind of deserved better because for me, General Talos, Ben Mendelsohn, was a little more of the heart of the story for myself. Now, that's not to take away Brie Larson is amazing and she'll no doubt be the future of the MCU. But I very much am a fan of this storyline. I think that if you want to do another Captain Marvel movie and win over a lot of those doubters, you got to do something big. And what's bigger than, at this point, the Secret Invasion? And as far as predictions go, I love my idea, and it won't happen, but I love my idea of Mark Ruffalo's Hulk being a secret Skrull, Skull, and Edward Norton as Hulk locked up somewhere deep somewhere, or maybe even Terrence Howard locked up somewhere. They find a way to bring him back. I mean, talk about a wow move. Again, neither one will happen, but I'm a fan of this storyline, and I want them to see to go this direction. So,
you actually talked about that on our sequels show where we talked about a sequel to the Incredible Hulk. So I wouldn't mind something like that.
Well,
do they have the cojones to do that though?
No,
that's a lot.
Edward Norton again was quite difficult on the set of that movie, so I don't think they'll be working with him again.
That was before Birdman and all that stuff.
Who knows? I think they could work something out if they really wanted to do it. I think they could talk to him.
Has Edward Norton been in a blockbuster movie since The Incredible Hulk?
Hunger Games. I'm not.
Wait, no. What?
What in the hell are you talking about?
Born.
I was like, what character is he?
No, I meant Born. That Born movie.
He was Katniss.
Which one? Oh, Born Legacy.
The last one, yeah.
Or was it the Matt Damon one or the Jeremy Renner
Jason
one?
Bourne?
Jeremy Renner one.
Born.
Jeremy Renner one, right?
No, the
It was a Jeremy Renner run because every trailer for that movie, he says Jason Bourne was just the tip of the iceberg, and that annoyed the hell out of me.
You sure he wasn't in the last one too?
He
Well, I
might
know
have been
the
in
last one
both.
was Tommy Lee Jones and Alicia Vikander.
Vikander. That's okay. Was it the Jeremy Renner one? Okay.
Is it the one where he goes, "Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne"?
No, that's Bourne Ultimatum. That's Bourne Ultimatum. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That one.
It's all of them.
Yeah, but no, I think you're right, Jake. I mean, other than that, nothing really. I think he's probably shied away from it since then, to be honest. But
that otherless Brooklyn movie, but
look,
well, he directed that.
Yeah.
Brian.
I'm okay with this scroll invasion thing, but what I don't want a major character to have been a scroll this whole entire time. I don't want, let's say, I don't know, Scott Lang to have been a scroll this whole entire time. It would take away everything, all the emotional stuff from the first Ant-Man. That's what I don't want them to do. I don't think Kevin Feige is that stupid, to be honest. I think he knows what he's doing. It's okay to do what they did in Far From Home, where just in that movie, in those events, Maria Hill and Nick Fury were scrolls. Okay, everything that happened doesn't really affect their character overall. Fine. Right. But I don't want Hawkeye to have been a scroll this whole time, or something like that. So
somebody's going to have to be a scroll.
Yeah, I know. That's what scares me.
If you had to pick, let's say you're Kevin Feige and you had to pick one. You absolutely had to pick one, and it can't be a minor one.
Okay,
who would you pick?
I never thought about this before. I love your Rhodey one. Because the thing for me is I don't know if scrolls. I don't think scrolls can take on their powers as well. So if somebody posing as Bruce Banner, can they also turn into the Hulk? That's what I don't think is. So it can't be Scarlet Witch. It can't be it can't be Captain Marvel necessarily, but if it's a Rhodey, it could be a Hawkeye or Black Widow. If it's one of those type of characters who all he has to do is learn how to fly one of those Iron Man suits this whole time. And I think that's a more possibility than the Hulk one. And I think that would be really cool. And even though they don't look the same, I would love for them to bring Terrence Howard back somehow, because I love Terrence Howard in the first Iron Man one. Look, I like this as long as they don't have it destroy some of the past storylines from other films, basically.
Here's what I am predicting is going to happen. I think that it's very unlikely, like you said, that someone is going to be a full-blown scroll, because there are 23 movies into this franchise, and people have formed huge bonds with some of these characters. I think what's more likely to happen is an a la Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire with Mad-Eye Moody, where from the very beginning, we're going to think that is the person until the very end, when we find this character's been locked up in a hole somewhere. Yeah. Or they're going to slowly start picking off the characters, not killing them, picking off the characters that we have throughout this movie and taking over said character's role from that point on. And we might never know until the end of the movie at what point those characters got taken and then the scroll has taken over that person. Does that make sense? So wait, let me see. I want to make sure I get this right. You're saying that. So will all of this happen within the movie? Like we're not going to find out that one of these characters has been missing for an extended period of time, or just these events? If someone's been missing for a period of time, it'll be post Endgame. So that way it doesn't diminish the heart of anything that they've done before the events of Endgame. Because
and do you see these characters being missed for more than one movie?
It could, depending on who it is. I mean, it gives it a little bit more of a shock value if you see this character since this movie and then a movie or two maybe later you go, holy crap, that person hasn't been that person. Because like Jacob said, it would really freaking suck if you find out that someone who you have loved for years, a main roster person, is not who they said they were. Like, how would you feel if you found out Thor wasn't Thor for this whole entire time? That almost diminishes a lot of it. So I have a feeling it will, maybe there's some type of event that has smaller scale event, kind of like how Civil War opened up, where they went after that bio weapon with crossbones. And at that point, someone's going to switch. And then from there on out, it's going to be a new person, a scroll, essentially, only to later find out they've been locked up in a hole this whole entire time. And the last movie or two or whatever has been the scroll. I just went on a full-on rant.
No,
well, when does Captain Marvel 2 come out?
It was originally scheduled for somewhere around like 2022,
So
but it's probably going to be pushed till 23.
What's the order of the movies? It's Black Widow, Eternals.
I'll look it up. Hold on.
Oh, I think I have it on my desktop.
Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, Thor, Love and Thunder.
But right now,
Okay,
Black
what's the
Widow,
possibility-
Eternals, Shang-Chi. So Black Widow November. Well, right. This is as of right
She's
now.
not
Black
even-
Widow November, Eternals in February, Shang-Chi in May, Spider-Man in November.
She's not
Love
on.
and-
All those sequels, those Black Panther, all that stuff. I don't think it's
All
in
the
phase
sequels
4.
were going to be Phase 5.
Yeah, except for
Love and Thunder is February of 22. Doctor Strange 2 is March of 22. And
Okay.
that's all as of right now, excuse me.
So I'd be okay with, like, let's say, for example, right? Let's say Hawkeye appears in 2 of those movies, right? Leading up before Captain Marvel 2, just for example. And we find out post Endgame, the Hawkeye who appeared in one of those films has been a scroll from that point on. Something like that would work, I think. But hey, Gio, what were you saying, man?
No, I have a really deep nerd thought right here. So it could be a high-ranking official, non-superpower that could be a scroll, right? So
but I was going to go there too.
what are the chances it's General Thunderbolt Ross? Because
Oh,
if you think about it,
That's possible.
think
Yeah.
back to Civil War, his when he's talking to the Avengers first, his first meeting, and he says, I was swinging my golf club and I had what do you say? I had a triple bypass or something like that. What if he didn't survive and like one of the scrolls found out and just took his place? And just he's been Thunderbolt Ross this whole time, and kind of because this whole time he's kind of been a problem for the Avengers. So he's been trying his best to manipulate and infiltrate and just
Gio,
be a
I'll add
problem.
on to that scroll creates the Thunderbolts.
Possibly.
Could be. It could go any number of ways. That's man. God.
Hey,
if I
that's
could
a great
select
idea.
man.
If you say him from Civil War
Oh,
or on
Yeah.
was a scroll.
Could be. I mean, what? We only see him a couple times between Civil War and Endgame.
we're going to see him more in Black Widow, too.
Yeah.
As
True.
younger, obviously. But
True.
That's a good call, Gio. I didn't even put him in my thoughts of characters that could be, because I've been trying to think of like, okay, who can they take over that wouldn't be noticeable powers, physical deformity that they can't replicate, like Nick Fury's hidden eye. I didn't even think about Thunderbolt Ross. That's a very good one, especially since hasn't really been in anything except for Incredible Hulk, Civil War,
Well, one
and
of
now
them-
Black Widow.
One of them was Nick Fury.
Well, yeah.
Gallows.
And he was in Infinity War and Endgame too. But Keith, what do
Yeah.
you think about this, man? And what do you want to see from it?
I didn't get a chance to read this report, but so I don't think that this so pardon me if I get any of this wrong, but I think they're going to really like this. The whole Secret Invasion story is not going to be in Captain Marvel 2. I don't think.
no.
They're just
I don't think so either.
Kick
They're going to
off.
start kind of plant the seeds for it, and then go.
I think it's going to be very similar, and they used to Civil War, where Civil War broke up the Avengers,
right,
and then it kind of led into a number of other stories afterwards.
Yeah.
But it's funny, the report, they kind of said the opposite. They said, whereas Civil War broke up the Avengers, this could be the point where the Avengers come back together.
Right.
That's true.
Because of this.
Yeah.
Like we could see it, there could be a big gap, right? Because they're putting the pieces back together with the world where the Avengers aren't actually a thing anymore.
Yes.
And then Captain Marvel could be the one to be like, we have to do this. Like we kind of have to get back together after what they did with Black Widow, 5 years after the snap and everything. And it'd be a very different time and interesting story point for that. But yeah, Keith, go ahead.
Yeah, she was a big part of that from what I remember of that story. And it's great that they got all their characters back, or pretty much all their characters back. I know, spoiler alert for Secret Invasion, I know Deadpool was actually the one that figured out how to kill the Skrulls. I think he's the one that figured out. He may have been the one that figured out that it was actually an invasion and how to kill one of them.
Don't spoil it too much.
But it's the comics. They're going to change it.
Yeah, it's the con. You can spoil the.
I'm a read comic.
It's
No.
pretty good. But so I feel like this might be a 2 or 3 movie thing, man. Just the Skrull invasion, because it's a lot. There's a lot going on.
That is the one thing I was going to say out of this whole thing is I cannot imagine Secret Invasion being a one and done,
because it took over the world. Like it wasn't just like I said. We're talking about all the heroes, and Gio, you hit on a thing that I was going to mention is like it could be. We're talking similar to what happened with Hydra. Infiltrating all levels of the government and infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D. and this is that, but on a much bigger scale. And like we said, they're replacing all these different people, very important people in the world. I mean, you still got that President Ellis. One of them could be him. I think someone did. I think the president was a Skrull. If I might be wrong. I might be thinking of.
I have another story pitch.
But yeah, maybe.
Real quick, it was Mr. Fantastic manages to develop a device that can detect the aliens. That's what it says here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So figure out how to kill them. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. So they got the Fantastic Four. So maybe, but this will probably all come before that. I don't know. But
I had an interesting, and I know that they can't imitate powers, or we don't know that. Correct? Did they ever say they couldn't imitate powers?
She said herself, Skrull can't. Remember she?
Oh yeah, that's
thing.
right. A Skrull can't do that. Yeah.
Well, then that cancels out my idea. My thought is like, what if Valkyrie was a Skrull and they go back to the original comic book version of of Valkyrie? But that cancels that all out.
Yeah, I can't replicate powers.
Well, who knows? They could change whatever they want. I'm not saying they're going to go against what Captain Marvel said, but they could do something to where, like, let's say hypothetically they play it to where in the beginning of the movie we think Captain Marvel's Captain Marvel, and then she turns out to be a Skrull. Somehow they stole her powers and absorbed her powers or something, and they're able to mimic it. Something like that.
I mean, they could always introduce the Super Skrull into this in some capacity.
Yeah. But Gio, what was your nerd thought, man?
Well, no, you guys said that the Secret Invasion it's more than likely it'll take place over multiple, movies and whatnot. So like, who remembers the end of Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, and how at the end it was a total cliffhanger where, look it up on YouTube, Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines ending, where they didn't beat the machines. They actually, it actually happened. And what if in Captain Marvel 2 at the end, it's a montage of just a whole bunch of Skrulls infiltrating Earth, and just taking over. And then that leads into like, holy shit, what's next for the MCU? I just think something like that could happen.
A scene where like it's just a bunch of people meeting, and then I don't know, maybe in a closed restaurant or something, and then they all change into Skrulls, and we're like,
that would be crazy. And then the next movie or the next Avengers film is the actual war between them. I think that would be pretty cool.
So I've been doing a little research here, just a little more as you guys were talking. I'm not spoiling anything. Well, I was gonna say two characters that were Skrulls in the comic books, that aren't currently in the MCU were Spider-Woman and Elektra. And I didn't realize this because I have yet to read it as well. But the Secret Invasion actually kicked off the Illuminati, which is a huge part of Marvel Comics history. And if you don't know what the Illuminati is, it's essentially the strongest and most powerful and intelligent minds in the world. And in the comics, it consisted of Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, Namor, Black Bolt, Professor X, and Doctor Strange.
And
now, out of all of those, at the moment, we only have Doctor Strange. We only have Doctor Strange at this moment. But more than likely, out of the characters that we could see join this is a character like Shuri. For sure could be part of the Illuminati because of how intelligent she is. Doctor Strange, obviously, maybe when the Fantastic Four is included, you get a Mr. Fantastic in there.
Bruce Banner could.
Bruce Banner. But this is another part of this is that the Secret Invasion could be a 3-4 movie storyline, but it could also kick off something like the Illuminati, which kicked off all of this because the Illuminati went to go attack the Skrulls, and that's what started all of this. So I wonder how that might possibly play into it.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen with your scenario, Jake. The Illuminati, they're the ones that you mentioned, Jacob. You just mentioned Banner. No, because they are the one. Well, he could be, but they're the ones that sent him into space.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Yes.
but they could change it for the movie universe.
I'm just saying, but that's what kick off. They could maybe kick off proper Planet Hulk and eventually World War Hulk, because when he came back from that crazy planet, which we already saw it in Thor Ragnarok, but when he came back, he was pissed. And he pissed at the Illuminati for sending him away into space. And that's when he brought back some of his Hulk people or some people from that planet with him. And the whole world was trying to stop him.
There are so many story tree branches coming from this. Like it's mind blowing.
I have no doubt that this will have a tree branch into some type of Disney Plus TV show.
Oh, the New Avengers. I think New Avengers will be a Disney Plus show for sure.
Sure. I mean,
and I know. Well, the only reason I wanted to bring that is because Anthony's been hammering.
Yeah,
us on
can we
this.
address Anthony's question real quick?
Yeah, I'd rather them have the Young Avengers be the main team for Avengers 5 to have the Avengers team for the next generation. Doesn't mean they can't set up the next generation of Avengers on Disney Plus, which is exactly kind of what they're doing with Star Wars right now with a bunch of shows. Setting up the future of Star Wars with Disney Plus shows. And they're clearly doing it with, the Hawkeye show, possibly doing the Kate Bishop stuff. So it seems like the New Avengers could take that route where we could see a super team on Disney Plus, a la what Netflix was trying to do with Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Iron Fist. So
did somebody just confirm? Wasn't there just news too? Jumping back to Illuminati real quick, that is the thing that they're going to do. I thought I just saw that report.
There's been a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any kind of like exclusive report or anything like that, but they've been talking about it for a while.
Someone said they found the logo on the phone of Tony Stark in such movie.
Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, get out of here. Okay.
It will be interesting, though, because there won't be an Iron Man in the Illuminati. That's what's going to be weird, right? You can still have Namor. You can have Doctor Strange. You can have Mr. Fantastic. And you can have Professor X if you really wanted to. But Iron Man played a big part in that. Like, he was a big part.
It's one of those things where it's been different people in and out.
Yeah.
So it could start off as one and then hit. Listen, I'm not ruling out that there's a Tony Stark AI out there. Like when he had the gun, he uploaded himself somewhere.
It's called Ironheart. And eventually they do that.
Sure.
Well, it's possible. So in Civil War II, Carol Danvers puts Tony Stark in a coma.
I never read.
He's in a coma for a long time.
It's great.
Of course, it's great. But of course, there's an AI version of Tony Stark walking around. Just so you still get him doing his dialogue and all that, and you still get his personality around. So it's pretty cool. Brian,
relax.
We're not worrying about your comic spoilers, man. All right.
I just read Secret Wars, and tell me if that doesn't get into a movie.
That'd be cool.
I'm not gonna ruin. I wouldn't ruin a new comic for you, like something that I just got the issue this week, and guess what happened? But old stuff.
I have a question.
No.
Who would make up the Young Avengers like in the next couple of years?
It'd
be like
X-Men.
Would it be like Shang-Chi or
no. So one of Kate Bishop for sure, Ant-Man's daughter, and I forget her name.
I'll look it up. I know it too.
There is a possibility that
Cassie
Shuri
Lang.
could be a part of the Young Avengers.
Shuri?
Maybe she's like the one who's kind of doing it all, right? I know that two big parts are Wanda and Vision's kids, and they could possibly find a way in through their
Speed
television
and
show.
It's Wiccan.
It's Hulkling and Wicket.
Oakling and Wicked. Where did I get Speed from?
They could possibly be in it, and so that's kind of like a core. And then there's obviously like the Captain America version of the Young Avenger, and some others. But right now, the confirmed characters that are part of the MC. Oh, Miss Marvel too. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Miss Marvel.
In the latest one, Miss Marvel and Cyclops was in it too.
Yes. So
which is weird.
right now, there's 3 characters.
Cyclops
It's
was
Miss
in the
Marvel,
Young
Kate
Avengers.
Bishop. So Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop, and Ant-Man's daughter are the 3 that are currently inside the MCU that could be a part of it.
Stinger was the name you're looking for.
What about Iron Man's daughter?
She needs to.
She's not old enough.
She's super young, but
She's not
I
old
don't
enough.
know. She had her first
Possibly in the
curse word in her
future.
first movie.
yeah. But the thing for me is, I don't think Avengers 5 is going to be New Avengers or Young Avengers because Captain Marvel's not going anywhere. Doctor Strange isn't going anywhere. Black Panther's not going anywhere. So we're still going to have that team of Avengers doing something together. And whether they're called the Avengers or not, they'll still be around.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, I'm curious if we'll even actually have actual Avengers even.
Stature. That's the name. Cassie Lang is Stature.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mine
that's her name.
said it was
Stature.
Stinger.
Stinger, yeah.
I'm
But,
sure it was.
Hey, how many more
different
movies?
ones at different points.
How many more movies does Tom Holland Spider-Man have? Is he contracted to 2 more?
It's 2, right?
Killing guys. That's the.
Well, so technically, are you talking about through Marvel or just his contract in general?
Well, just his contract with Marvel, like Tom Holland Spider-Man. Like, how many more movies right now does he have left?
Right now, it's just the 3rd Spider-Man movie. That's the only contract that's left between Sony and
So,
Marvel.
I thought it
But
was
let's be
right
honest.
now, he
Spider-Man
wouldn't be-
movie and an appearance.
Gio,
thought
he'll
it
play it
was.
until he's dead. Literal, not.
Yeah. Spider-Man's all, and Sony would be really stupid to not make that deal with Marvel. He's gonna be a part of it no matter what.
Well,
Him and Captain Marvel are gonna be the leaders of the Avengers. That's
I mean,
what it's gonna
how
be.
long ago did we hear the rumor that there's going to be 3 of him in high school, 3 of him in college,
yeah.
3 of them when he's in
Well,
a
Sony could continue to do Spider-Man movies after their contract with Marvel expires.
Miles Morales could be part of it as well. We
Yeah.
never know. They might.
He could be a young Avenger.
Could be one of the Young Avengers. Yeah,
Hey, we're
There you
also
go.
forgetting maybe one of the Guardians could be a Skrull too.
Yeah,
sure.
that's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Well, let's see.
very possible.
Well,
Star-Lord could.
he has powers.
Not anymore.
Drax gave him up. Remember
He gave him up.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Drax. I don't know. Maybe.
I wouldn't want to see Star-Lord as a scroll though. That'd be weird.
He's too stupid to be a Skrull.
Maybe that's why. Maybe he's a stupid. Well, they do it because they take your memories, so like your short-term memories or whatever. So
And he's too far set on finding Gamora.
What about no, that'd be too far-fetched.
nothing's too
It's
far.
interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah,
I
we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wish Yondu would come back somehow.
I was just gonna say,
miss Yondu.
who's the guy that took over Yondu's arrow?
Oh, yeah.
What's his
James
name?
Gunn's
That's
brother. but-
Raglan.
James Gunn's brother.
What if he's a scroll and he's the leader of the Ravengers
Jeez, he's got
It's
that arrow.
possible.
and he's got that arrow and that's not a power. He just whistles.
Yeah, you just learn how to figure out how to use
Nah,
it.
Are the Ravengers still a thing? Didn't they all get annihilated?
No,
they were in the battle.
yeah,
They were there.
yeah.
Hey, I
Raglan
heard
Raglan's the
that
leader.
he was using the arrow in the endgame battle. Has anybody seen that?
No.
I heard-
I mean, I
I
wouldn't
heard
be
some-
surprised. He
Well-
has the fin.
Howard the Duck
would've
is
showed
in
that.
the background
Kraglin.
somewhere.
Sean Gunn is Kraglin.
Yeah, we said that.
Dude, I missed that arrow so much.
That would have been cool to
He
see.
uses it in Guardians 1. That's
Oh, you could have
amazing.
handled easily with that.
Oh, Guardians.
There's so many.
too,
There's
man.
there's so many characters, and if they do go the route, I mean, obviously they have to, where they can't take over powers. It obviously slims it down. But out of all the people we mentioned tonight, I definitely like the Thunderbolt Ross idea a lot.
Yes.
Just because it could mean so many things. It could really
Yeah.
mean so many things.
Falcon passed my mind, but they wouldn't know because they're doing the series. They're doing
Yeah,
the
and
series.
I thought about Sharon Carter.
That doesn't.
I thought about Sharon Carter as a possibility too.
Sure.
Her as one.
You can't tell me you wouldn't be pissed off to find out that Anthony Mackie's a scroll right off the bat.
No,
I would
Scroll
be.
Invasion. I don't think they're going to do that. I think, like I said, it's
Yeah.
going to start in Captain Marvel.
You
But,
could say, well, you know that it can't be Winter Soldier because you can't imitate his metal arm. So that gets rid of him.
Oh, for a Winter Soldier. Oh, actual Winter Soldier. Yeah. So we'll see. There's a tons of possibilities. Any last thoughts, guys?
It's an exciting conversation.
I know.
I
we could keep going if we want to. Yeah.
So I looked up the release date, and it's all jumbled right now, obviously, because things going on. But Captain Marvel 2 has the July 8th, 2022 release date as of now. But with all these movies being pushed back, I expect it to be pushed back to 23. So, and might add, it currently does not have a director. And so if they're getting Secret Invasion, expect a big name to do that one.
Peter Jackson, please.
They did announce that the directors won't be returning, so I'm okay with that.
I mean, I'm not going to throw out the idea that the Russo brothers could return.
No.
After a 4-year break.
Let the Russo brothers make something else. Give them Green Lantern.
They're making that spy movie with Chris Evans and
the Gray Man.
Yeah. Oh, and Ryan Gosling, Keith. I see. Yes.
Yeah.
And they just made Cherry with Tom Holland, which is a bank robbing film. Yeah. I mean, they're doing their thing.
Oh, give them Flashpoint.
No, oh God, here we go. And
Flashpoint has a director. Flashpoint has a director.
I'd love to have Flashpoint has it for now. They've had their 5th director. Yeah, that's a good one.
How about having Captain America be a Skrull in that way?
I think his story's done. I just think his story's done.
Yeah.
If you guys want to like experience the Skrull invasion stuff and you don't want to read the comics, go watch Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Yes. Their story arc on it is amazing. And I don't
right the whole season too.
I think so. And I don't. That reminded me of it, so I don't want to spoil anything. But that's how I look. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't read too many comics in my life. I have most of my Marvel knowledge from that show.
It was very good
on Disney Plus. That show is incredible. They have a whole season of the Skrull invasion, so go check that out. Honestly, I highly recommend it.
And
I don't know what the Midnight Suns is, so I can't touch.
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is though.
What's the Midnight Suns, real quick, Anthony? While I acknowledge, wait a minute. You said Captain America is a Skrull and go back in time. So does that mean in Endgame it was a Skrull dancing with Peggy at the very end?
I think that's what he's saying.
Probably had kids, and I doubt that.
No, I'm asking legit. Like,
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think of other characters that don't have powers. That kind of like threw me off a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, no, and like I said,
Maria Hill.
You can go with Hank Pym. You can go with Wasp, him and his daughter. You can go with any of those people from Ant-Man, T.I. or those guys.
Lawrence Fishburne, who played.
I think there's a way. Like, let's say the Skrulls figure out a way to mimic somebody's powers. Like, they create another Hulk or something like that.
I'd be devastated,
bro. What if Happy Hogan was a damn Skrull? I'd be sad.
Sure. Listen, we still got out there.
Yes, I would love to see that story 100%.
Yeah, they're gonna wait.
If they ever tell, they'll wait years to tell that story.
Yeah,
that's up there with the whole Kenobi, film idea. Like that, there's so much storytelling right there that you can do.
Actually, I think you make that a 6-part miniseries, and each episode is dedicated to one stone.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Or they can make a 4-hour movie.
A Disney Plus series, 6 episodes, and they're all titled Soul Stone, Power Stone, etc.
Dude, I would love to see that. And I've heard people say, "What's the point of that? We already know that he returns them. Who cares? I want to see that."
No, that would be amazing. It's no different than doing Solo, a Star Wars story. You he dies. At some point, they're doing Black Widow. She dies.
We don't know. One person, right, exactly.
Oh my goodness,
he's the only person that can handle all that stuff too.
I'm so sad he had to return Mjolnir too. I was thinking like he's got it forever, but it makes sense that he had to return it to that timeline and give it back to that.
Real quick. Eventually, in the Loki series, he's going to have to return the Tesseract, right, to restore balance. Like,
no, it's a different timeline.
One would think
he created a branch.
They went and got another Tesseract,
but he may have gone back to. But
that's why the Time Force is going to come in.
But he may have gone back to the 70s and returned it there, because that was a Tesseract thing.
But why would Loki care though? Unless it affected him somehow.
And this is evil Loki. Keep that in mind. This is evil Loki.
That's a whole different thing because the Time Force people are going to come into play with that one. Owen Wilson's character.
That's probably what they're addressing.
And Gugu and Bothman Ra.
Yeah. So.
And the ancient one from that timeline is going to know that the Tesseract is gone, and she probably is not going to allow that to go on for much longer. Like, because she's the one who said about the dark branches breaking off. So
watch Endgame tonight.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I think we could go on for like 2 more hours, but let's wrap it up here, guys. That's gonna do it for this episode of Apocaflix Now. That was like a whole episode of Nerd Nation right there for the last 40 minutes. Sorry, Brian. That's gonna do it for Jacob, Gio, Jake, Keith, and Brian. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please don't forget to check us out this Friday on Apocaflix Now. Don't forget to check out our podcast channels, and you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
Rachel.
Everything at Apocaflix Movies.
You're wrong, Rachel.
Thank you all for watching. See you next time.